If you're still blindly chasing memes without a real edge, you're going to keep missing 10x trades, or worse, you will lose everything. Right now, I'm breaking down the exact high volume strategy I've used to catch multiple 3x to 10x plays, the same setup that pro traders use to instantly spot meme coins before they explode. You'll see how I filter out 99% of the trash, what levels matter, and how you can time entries for maximum upside. Stick around till the end and I will show you how I did the latest 3x, which I did just a few minutes ago. That will be my live example for all of you guys. I did that 3x in seconds. Do me a favor, press that like button, get onto it. If you stick till the end, you will have so much alpha you won't even believe it. Let's get onto it. Alright friends, here we are on Pulse. This is the most important page on Axiom for you to become a profitable trader. I'm going to show you the exact filters that the pros use, that I use, to make instant 3x's and 5x's. And I'll show you at least 3 to 4 examples. One of them I did just now, specifically for this video. So here's what matters. You're on Pulse and you have here new pairs, you have the final stretch, and then you have migrated. New pairs are 99.9% trash and rug pulls. So you actually don't need to do anything in terms of filters on new pairs. The secret sauce though is on final stretch. These are the pairs that are about to migrate to PumpSwap or to 𝗘𝗫𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗥 or LaunchLab or any of the other platforms that are going to put on either Radium or PumpSwap. So final stretch is where you need all the filters, the most important filters. And then you also need some filters on migrated. Let me explain to you and then I'll show you the example. Come to final stretch, which is right down the middle. If you want to start trading on Axiom, there's a link down below, and this is the only way you will be able to join my private eventually. So you're on final stretch. On protocols, you need to select Pump, LaunchLab, and Bonk. These are the 3 main protocols for launching AI, ICM, meme coin projects. Then on audit, you want to touch on 2 things, okay? You want the dev holding percentage to be 25% maximum, look, maximum 25%. And then on holders, you want at least 20 holders. And these are the setups I'm going to give you for 2025. Last year, I used different setups because there was a little bit more volume. So these are all specifically made so you can make money in 2025. And then on metrics, you want to touch on 2 things. You want the minimum volume to be $45,000 and the market cap to be minimum $45,000 as well, okay? Just leave these 2 things filled. And then on socials, you only want to touch on this, at least 1 social, okay? Don't touch on Twitter, website, Telegram. You just want at least 1 social. And then you go and apply all. And what you'll see will happen is on final stretch, which are these coins that are about to migrate, you will probably get empty. Now, once in a while, you will have 2 to 3 coins here. And while they are on their final stretch before they get migrated, it will be easier for you because you're cutting out 99% of the trash. And while they are here, you can search their website, their socials, their Twitter, whatever, you know, see if there's a bundle, how big the bundle is, etc. And now here's the example I did just now, so you guys understand that this is real and you can actually make money trading this. 𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗧 just a few minutes ago was here on final stretch. It's on final stretch, you don't touch it. You wait to migrate. I checked the website. The website looked very good. This is the 𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗧 website. And then I checked the chart. Now let's analyze the chart. And you see here 3.2 SOL. Okay, I had less than 1 SOL and I more than 3x my bag just now, just for you guys to get a clear example that this works. I will show you a lot more examples. So here's what you do on the volume strategy. The volume strategy actually is here on the final stretch, on the metrics, you're sorting by volume because you want a high minimum amount of volume. So that's why it's called the volume strategy. So that high minimum amount of volume tells you there's real interest and real buyers before it gets migrated. So the first thing you have to do is on PumpSwap these days, the migrations are 69K. They used to be 100K, but they're now 69K because there's less volume. And so right here, you have to put a blue line at the migration place, which is 69K. So here's the strategy. The entire strategy is very simple. The coin almost touched the migration point, went down. I was eyeing it. I was seeing the website. I was seeing the bundle. And then finally it migrated here and it touched 72K. Immediately dumped. You do nothing. And then it pumped to 110K. You do nothing. And then where you start paying close attention is after the initial pump. So you have migration. You have an initial pump, which usually goes to 100K. You do not touch the coin. And then you wait for it to come below the line, which it did. That's when you start paying attention to the coin. If the coin after this, after the initial pump to 100K and a pullback can actually come above the migration point, that's when you buy. That's what I did. I bought twice here at 70K, 71K. And then it went down below, but I don't care. I have my strategy. I saw the initial pump. I saw it come below the migration price and I saw it go above the migration price. So that's what the strategy is. Yeah, I could have bought a little bit more here, but I didn't because there's a ton of volatility with this and you have to be able to accept that volatility. Usually when it goes below again, I usually grab another buy. But here I wanted to show you guys that even if you are FOMOing and you buy twice above the migration price, you can still make money. And so then the price came, it went above again, which just gave me even more confirmation that this thing was going to pump. It went below again, so you got basically another chance at scooping DXA, and then it pumped, and I sold right here at 120. Usually 120 is a good place to sell these. You see my sells here and you see my buys here, and so I basically doubled my money, almost doubled my money. I exited, and then I waited for the thing to move. It came back down again. When I saw it come up, I did a tiny scalp, bought here and sold here, bought here and sold here. Then I waited it for it to come back down again. Once I saw the green candle, I bought here again, and then sold here at a 100k again, and I 3x my money. Now I know this is probably going to go higher, make new all-time highs, because usually after the coin makes all-time highs, it goes back below the line of migration, which is 69k. Usually it goes and then it makes a new all-time high, but I wanted to at least bank my 3x just to show you that it's possible. You can do it too, and this is just one example. I can make 20 examples out of this, but I'm now into different strategies that are where I can put a little bit more size and make more money. But this is an example. The first thing you do is you always put that migration line. Let me show you another example of another trade. This one is also recent, so it's the same thing as the previous one. This is the migration price, 69k. Okay, I put a 69k line. First thing I do, it migrated and it went straight up. You never buy. You always wait for a pullback and confirmation, and then it come and touch the line. What do? Well, this kind of went too fast, and it's still not my type of strategy. I like to see it come below and then regain the level. That's when I like to buy. So do nothing. Don't FOMO buy. It went to 200k. You should have done nothing. And then we saw the pullback. This is where the dev sells, and it went below. Now I'm starting to pay attention here. What do? I see this green candle. I start buying here, close to 69k. Then it went below. I bought some more. Then it went above, went below again. I bought some more, and then bam, we had that pump. I actually didn't sell the top. I sold at 120, and I sold some more here close to the previous top. There you go. You could have done another 3x here on this trade. Whatever happens next doesn't matter, because it's another meme coin, so it's probably gonna die. And this is why you need to have the 15-second chart. You have to go below the 1 minute. You have to have the 15 or the 5-second chart. And when you're trading these, you have to always be paying attention, because this is a fast-paced game. Sometimes things happen within a time span of 5 minutes, and you can get 2 trades in and out. And then the coin went and probably died. But look, you still had a chance to sell on a double here and sell on another double here. Now let's look at another good example. We have the 15-second chart. The first thing you do is place that migration line at 69k. Here the coin migrated on this green candle here. Look, this is the migration candle. It went straight up. You never buy green candles. You never FOMO buy. So you're waiting for what? You're waiting for it to dip below the migration price. And then after dipping below, you want a confirmation. You want to see it go above it. That's the confirmation entry. So it dipped below here. And now this is when you start paying attention. Okay, green candle almost there. And then the second candle, it actually went up. So now you have the confirmation that this thing is probably going to go to 120k market cap. And so you buy here. It goes a little bit below. You put your second buy here. You also should always divide things into 2 buys. One buy close to the confirmation candle, so here at the line, and then you leave the other 50%. So let's say you're trading with 1 sol, 0.5 sol here at 69, and then 0.5 sol here at 61. So you get a good average at around 64k, 65k. Then you have the green candle, you have this displacement down again, and you get a third chance to add. And so after this 15-second candle that confirmed the support, you had this green candle that basically tells you, yeah, we're gonna go to 120k. This is the confirmation candle right here. And then you can exit at 120k again, and you can keep stacking these trades. This is the secret sauce. This is the stuff that the most profitable traders don't want you to know. This is literally the secret sauce. I mean, I literally gave you guys an example here on how to 3x your money with 1 sol with proof. Okay, this is a 3x. Where else in the world can you get 3x's daily? And you can have multiples of these. Now let's look at another example, also very recent. Here we have the confirmation candle that the coin is going to migrate. Here we have 69k line. First thing we do, the first pump to 100k, you never buy. You wait for it to dip below. It dipped below. You could have bought this green candle here. It dipped below again. You could have accumulated here some more, because this was the confirmation that it was probably going to go up. But my entry, I actually traded this one. My entry was right around here when I saw this second confirmation. When it came a second time to 70k, 69k, this is when I bought, and I bought all the way down. And then we had our pump to 120k. And here's the good thing. Usually these coins that give you one trade, they always give you another trade. So what happens again? You wait for the same thing to happen. You exit it. Okay, acted as support, so you don't enter. Okay, broke below. This is when you start paying attention. In here, it almost gave us confirmation, but not quite. So it went lower. And right here on this green candle, you have the confirmation. Bam, this 15-second green candle. It's okay if you buy here at 75k. You got that second touch. This is when you enter heavy, because you have the confirmation. So if you get that second touch below the migration candle, that's when you enter heavy. That's why you have this green candle right here. It's me and other pros entering heavy. And then bam, you have a new all-time high. Usually it makes a new all-time high. This time I did sell the new all-time high. When it comes to DXA, it's probably going to do something similar. It's probably going to put in a new all-time high. But I already did 3 trades here, so got myself a 3x as a good example. And then you sell your bag here at all-time highs, even though the coin still went higher to 200k, which is also very normal. Usually when you get to a new all-time high at 120k, it's very likely that the coin will touch the 200k 100k, because it's, you know, the next psychological level. It goes in 5s and in 1s and 0s. So 100k, usually it goes to 120k. I don't know why 120k, but I think it's because it's a double from that 60k level. And then usually the top is 200k. If the 200k line gets broken, then it's probably going to top at 500k. If it doesn't top at 500k, it tops at 1 million. So it's usually 5s and 1s. But anyways, this is the strategy. It's quite simple. And then look, the coin still gave you, I actually didn't take this trade, but it gave you another second chance. After you offload your bag here, you wait. Oh, it went below. This is when you pay attention. Confirmation candle here. This green confirmation candle. You can re-enter the trade. 120k again, you can sell. Even though if this happens, it's probably going to put in a new all-time high. It did. Usually they do. Just like you had the trade here, then you had the trade again, new all-time high, then you had the trade again, new all-time high. Usually it happens. But sometimes I like playing it safe, and so should you at the start. But then it went, and it still went to 400k, so you could have actually sold the thing even higher. But anyways, this is the strategy that you need to start using. And now, before I end this video, I'm going to give you an example of what not to do. Here's a great example of what not to trade. This one from today as well, from a few minutes ago, which I was looking for a trade, but it didn't give me my setup, so I didn't enter. This one called Flark. It upgraded here, and it went straight up, so you don't buy. You never buy FOMO green candle. So I was waiting for the thing to come back down, and it did. This is when the devs sold. This is when the insiders dumped. This is when I started paying attention. It came close, but it never quite pushed above the migration level, and so I never took the trade. And so this is a good example of what not to trade. Never FOMO buy. Now, if this chart came back above, this is when you buy, and it would probably go into 200k again, but it didn't, and so we didn't have our confirmation. Before I finish, here are my final thoughts. The difference between catching a 5x runner, a 3x runner, and getting rugged often comes down to discipline and these filters I gave you. You now have the exact high volume checklist, so start using it. Do not chase random coins. Don't buy blindly. Don't skip the migration steps. The edge is in knowing when to strike, and that edge compounds fast if you apply this consistently. Now, if you want to find these plays before they hit the charts and get real-time updates, you need tools built for this meta, and the tool is Axiom, so you can enter on Pulse, and there's a link down below. This strategy works even better when combined with Axiom. With Axiom's Pulse tab, the sniper filters I just gave you, the instant migration alerts. With these, I can act fast. I can set precise limit orders. I can front run the market with confidence, and that's how I catch these runners. I'm also going to be launching a private trading group soon, only for traders who sign up to Axiom using my referral link, and this will be only for real traders. Inside, I'm going to share entries, chart breakdowns, sniper setups, and the highest conviction meme plays before they go public. Spots are going to be limited, and this will be the most alpha-packed group for real meme coin traders. So hit the link down below, register on Axiom, start trading, get ready, because we are just getting started.